Hello everybody and welcome to the seventh area and perimeter of rectangles, and in this video we're going to do some more compound shapes. So how do we find the area of this shape given these dimensions? Well, again, we split the shape into rectangles, but if we split it here and here, this time we get three different rectangles. We can work out the area of the first rectangle straight away because we already have the length and width. So the area of the first rectangle is 28 times 9, which is 252 centimetres squared. Now we have the length for the second rectangle, which is 6 centimetres, but we don't have the width, so we have to work that out. So we know this length here is 28 centimetres, but we also know that this distance here is 18 centimetres, and this distance here is 6 centimetres. That means that this distance, the width of rectangle 2, is going to be 28 minus 18 minus 6, which is equal to 4 centimetres. So the area of rectangle 2 is 6 times 4, which is 24 centimetres squared. And again, for rectangle 3, we have the length, which is 28 centimetres, but we don't have the width. However, we know this distance is 24 centimetres, we know the width of rectangle 1 is 9 centimetres, the length of rectangle 2, this distance here, is 6 centimetres, therefore the width of rectangle 3 is 24 minus 9 minus 6, which is 11 centimetres. And now we can work out the area of rectangle 3, which is 28 times 11, or 308 centimetres squared. So the total area of this shape is 252 plus 24 plus 308, which is equal to 584 centimetres squared. Now to work out the perimeter, we have to add up all the sides. So first we'll write on any values that are missing, and then we'll start at the top and go round clockwise. So we'll need all of these numbers added together, which is equal to 156 centimetres. Next, we're given this shape with these measurements, but as you can see, there's a hole in the middle. So again, we label the big rectangle, rectangle 1, and we'll label the small rectangle, rectangle 2. However, rectangle 2 is not part of the shape, it's not coloured green. So the total area in this case is going to be area 1 minus area 2. And area 1 is going to be 12 times 8, which is 96 metres squared, and the area of rectangle 2 is going to be 2 times 4, which is 8 metres squared. So the total area is 96 minus 8, which is 88 metres squared. Now the perimeter is the sum of all the outside edges, so it is the perimeter of rectangle 1, which is 40 metres. However, this does depend on the question, because if the question said this was a garden and you were asked how much rope you need to go around all the borders of the garden, well then in the middle that is also a border of the garden. So in that case you would need to work out the perimeter too and add that to it, so you would need 60 metres of rope, but it depends on what the question is. In the next question we have this shape with these measurements and we're asked to find out the area. So if we split the shape up here and call this area 1 and this area 2, the total area will obviously be those two added together. Now area 1 is very easy to work out because as you can see it's actually a 10 kilometre square. So the area is 10 times 10, which is 100 kilometres squared. But what about area 2? How are we going to work that out? Well, let's make it into a rectangle to start with. And first we want to work out the area bounded by the orange dotted line. So first we need to work out the length and the width. Well, we know this distance is 10 kilometres and this distance is 6 kilometres, so we know the width must be 10 minus 6, which is 4 kilometres. And to work out the length, we know the length of the longest side is 16 kilometres, and we also know that this length is 10 kilometres. Therefore, the length of the rectangle must be 16 minus 10, which is 6 kilometres. So the area of the orange rectangle is 6 times 4, which is 24 kilometres squared. Now if you look, you can see that the area 2 is exactly half of that rectangle. So area 2 is equal to 24 divided by 2, so that's equal to 12 kilometres squared. And so the total area of the shape is area 1 plus area 2, so it's 100 plus 12, which is 112 kilometers squared. So that's it for this video. Thanks ever so much for watching, and if you could like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. It's totally free, and hopefully I'll see you soon.